Hello, spooky crew. Our tote bag drawing is officially closed, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered. We are so grateful for the love and the support, and we have loved reading your reviews. Missed the tote? No worries. We're still sending out high-quality vinyl stickers while supplies last. Just email us proof of your rating and review along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, and we'll get one headed your way. Quick promise, your address is only for mailing the sticker. No emails, no selling info, no funny business, just spooky gratitude. Thanks again for supporting the show. You are the reason we do this.
Hi, this is Emily, and you're listening to The Spooky Darlings, a podcast where three sisters swap stories about true crime, the paranormal, and all things strange, bizarre, or just plain spooky. When we were cooking up this podcast, we tested out a few names, so if you hear us call ourselves Crazy Creepy Cool or the Cozy Ghost Hour, don't be alarmed or confused. We have officially settled on the Spooky Darlings, and if you ever want to reach out, our email is thespookydarlings@gmail.com. This week, Hayley takes us back to the wild frontier and into the deadly world of the Harpe brothers, America's first serial killers that we know of. Enjoy!
You're listening to Crazy Creepy Cool, where we talk about topics that may thrill you, scare you, or leave you wondering what happened. I'm Hayley.
I'm Nettie.
I'm Emily.
And sisters, what's happening? What's going on in your lives? Anything new?
Finished Sweeney Todd last night. Done.
Yes, it was so good.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You two are going to be weekend of tackling projects around the house. I've been recalking my kitchen counters. Looks so much better. Really clean lines now. Yeah, looks nice and clean.
I'll have to send a photo.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'll send a photo.
I want to
there
see
next week.
All I want is photos of conch. Just give me all the photos of conch.
I'm not
all
going
the
to
colors.
I want my phone to be
all the different conch colors.
Yes.
Big conch, little conch.
This one was skinny and very long.
I've never seen a conch like that. I'd love to see a conch like that.
Not me. Gross. Gosh. I've just had a busy week at work and then getting finished this morning.
Yeah.
So, well, today we are talking about the Harpe brothers, and they are considered America's first serial killers, which is a little exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Probably the first, settlers, serial killers, if you know what I mean, non-native. I don't want to say that there aren't any, native serial killers prior to this. There could have been some.
Yeah, we don't want to take that from anyone.
No.
We don't know either way.
There's no way to know. And
I couldn't think of the word, but colonialization serial killers. Colonizer.
Yeah, definitely colonizers. Okay. So my sources.
So we're not counting Christopher Columbus as a serial killer. Is that what you're saying?
He's a genocider.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of a very different category.
Okay, all right.
Both killers, though. Both killers. So my sources today are Wikipedia, Last Podcast on the Left, NashvilleScene.com, AI Answers from Google, and allthatisinteresting.com.
Oh, nice.
So
are we trusting AI answers on Google now? Because sometimes they say
only for medical.
Stuff. No, don't just trust Google AI, but for this, I figured not a huge deal if it's a little wrong.
Trust AI Google for medical information.
It was no, stop. Don't say that. Don't.
Listen to Nettie. She's the responsible one of the three of us.
Just for therapy questions.
Just on marriage advice. Okay. So they are considered the first serial killers of the United States. The Harpe brothers are known for rampaging in the Wild West, robbing, raping, and murdering.
That was an alliteration.
I did it on purpose.
Ramping.
I should have split those up. What was I thinking? So we've got Mickey, and he also goes by Big Harpe. He was born Joshua Harper around 1768, covered in dirt all the time, black, jet black hair, but not sure if it's black from grease and never washing.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, no, he's that disgusting.
Nobody knew his true hair color. Mickey does sound kind of like a murdery name, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Continue.
Like, oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You kill me.
You blow my mind. I mean, that does sound violent, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, blowing somebody's brains out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have Wiley, or Little Harpe, born William Harper around 1770. And he was a little smarter than Big Harpe, and he had bright red hair.
So Mickey and Wiley.
Yep. Big Harpe, Little Harpe. So like all the different sources that I read about these guys. Oh, and I have a book that I used as well that I didn't write down called America's First Serial Killers by Wallace Edwards.
Oh my goodness, where'd you get that?
Ordered it from Walmart.com.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's got big print.
Oh, yeah.
But this was probably not an AI generated book.
No.
You
Got an
know.
author and everything. So there, like some of the sources I read, the timelines were a little different. I got it all as like cohesive as I could. But if there's any, and Emily, you read about this a little bit, so
I did a little bit.
So if there's like corrections or contributions, listeners, you can email us at crazycreepycoolthepod@gmail.com. And so it is also unknown if they were brothers or cousins, but they went by the Harpe brothers, or that's what they're called now. And so it's a bit of a coin toss. And, they just had too much in common. They just really liked being violent. It's just too much.
They liked ramping.
Yeah.
Around like raging.
They did.
Ramping
Together.
Ramping and raging around the countryside.
Okay, so they were born within a couple years of each other in North Carolina. Their parents were Scottish Calvinists, so they were loyal to the British Crown. And with being loyal to the British Crown around this time, that can cause a lot of strain between neighbors.
Oh, like in the Scottish community? Particularly because this is
when around the American Revolution. This is when America was really trying to split off from England, and so their parents would spy on their neighbors and report to whoever was in charge locally of there's those people who would go and get taxes for the crown and all of that stuff, and imprison people for talking poorly about the king even. And so their neighbors who were patriots and were trying to what they call that? Yeah, the patriots of the revolution. And so they were wanting to split from the crown, and they didn't enjoy their tattletale British loyal neighbors.
Well, and if they're in a Scottish community, I'm not really sure about the timing, but there was the huge like Braveheart type movie, like the Scottish people in the British Crown already had kind of bad. Why are you making fun of me?
The Braveheart movie was happening
at the same time, a little earlier. Sorry,
same time period.
Not the movie, but the idea of like the British people. I don't know when.
Sounds like you know a lot about this. We should do a whole separate podcast on
right
this.
now. We'll do it right now with all of my knowledge. There was a man named Mel. He was Scottish.
So you're saying the Braveheart movie was happening at the same time? I didn't realize Mel Gibson was that old.
Which also leads into, is he a vampire?
This is great.
I've heard he is.
This is really great. I love this. We are going to get back to this story though, but let's put a pin in this. In this story. Hey, you do it next week. So once the Revolutionary War was like all but won, Mickey and Wiley's parents tried to switch to being the Patriots. And so But they were like, no, thanks. We don't want your help because you've been tattling on us this whole time and trying to ruin things. So
the neighbors
sorry.
felt that way, or like the people, the community they were living
Yeah.
in. Okay.
Yeah, the revolutionary freedom fighters, I guess you could call them. And so with the strain on the neighborhood, and then now they feel denied. And of course, this was all probably being relayed to the boy because they're just boys at this time. So with that, things ramped up, and the Harpe brothers' parents were drugged from their home and hung and murdered.
Oh my gosh. How old were the boys when that happened?
They were like 7 and 8, maybe, or like 8 and 10, because their birth years aren't exact. So, but they were young, and so after they were murdered, the boys just fled to the forest and were surviving alone out there. And they were found by a Chickamauga Cherokee, and the boys were taken in. And for about like 10 plus years, they were taught to hunt.
So they lived with the Cherokee tribe?
Mm-hmm.
They were, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They took them in. And so they were taught hunting, trapping, how to dress wild game, foraging, survival skills, also stealing cattle. And they were also taught, it said that they were taught to torture their enemies.
I'm curious, you said there was a rumor that they might be cousins. Did it say anything about whether like they were living with like near aunts and uncles that were in this village at the same time?
It didn't say. I didn't see anything that said anything about that.
So I'm guessing they're brothers. Based on the evidence, I think they were brothers, not cousins. One mystery solved.
My vote is brothers too.
Okay. Nice.
2 out of 3 sisters believe they were brothers.
All right. So with the chaos of the Revolutionary War going on, the Harpe brothers took advantage of it, and they joined a Tory rape gang. A Tory is a term, a Toryism, being loyal to the crown. So their motto is God, King, Country.
Wait, and I'm sorry, a Tory rape gang?
Yep, you heard that right.
I've never heard that term before, but that sounds awful and terrifying.
Yeah, so scary. So they were predatory and violent, using the unrest of the war to rape, beat, rob, and murder anyone they didn't like, destroyed property of patriot colonists. And there is a record of the gang kidnapping 3 teenage girls with a fourth one, while a fourth one got away. Rescued by a patriot captain, and his name was Captain Wood. And so
terrible.
And the Harpes did not let go of a grudge. And they found Captain Woods, and he had a daughter and a son. The daughter was named Susan, and the son, Frank. Frank nearly killed Big Harpe during a battle, and later the Harpes kidnapped Susan. And
wait, I have a question. I'm sorry, it goes back a tiny bit, but you said the Tory rape gang. This is not with Native Americans.
No.
So they were sort of raised by the Cherokee tribe
and left.
And then they left, and then they found a group of
criminals,
crown loyalists that were also criminals that somehow justified raping
and
pillaging,
and all sorts of other things
as like being loyal to the crown. Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I understood who was in the
of course,
the gang.
Yeah, clarify anything. And if I'm going too fast, just let me know, because I get excited and I read really quick. So kidnapped Captain Wood's daughter, Susan, and Big Harpe took her as his wife.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so Captain Wood is the one that rescued the 3 girls?
Rescued one girl. It was originally 4. Captain Wood saved one. And so 3 girls.
So did Captain Wood almost kill Big Harpe during this rescue, or was it during a separate encounter?
His son, Frank, nearly killed Big Harpe during a battle. It didn't quite get into it a ton. It was kind of like a footnote that I thought would include. And so what I kind of assume is that it was like a local skirmish. Between British loyalists and the colonists. And Frank remembered Big Harpe. He's tough to forget because he's so gross and dirty.
Right.
Like, never clean, always covered in dirt.
Gross.
And
was he also a large man, or was he just called Big Harpe because he was older?
He's bigger than than Wiley.
Wiley.
Mickey
Okay.
is bigger than Wiley. Kind of like a big muscle type of
Big
thing.
bulky.
Okay.
Yeah. So kidnapped Susan, and there was also another woman, Betsy, who was kidnapped. So Susan Woods and Betsy Roberts, and a less fun version of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And
Pretty
They were like they weren't actually married, but they were like taken captive and forced to live like basically as their sex slaves, right?
Yeah, and just suffered horrific abuse.
Oh,
just
that's awful.
like beaten and just probably like a Stockholm syndrome type of thing of like, how like you like hear those stories of like people who are kidnapped and treated horribly, never escaping from their abusers. And that's kind of what this situation turned out to be. Like as time goes on, the wives did get away every now and again, but always returned to the Harpe brothers.
Oh my God.
And the Harpe brothers shared these women, and
I don't like that.
And children that were able to live past 4 months survived, but were also subjected to terrible abuse. And it's
wait, you mean children that they had
with these women?
Okay.
It's also frontier times, sickness abounds, and abuse is prevalent.
How many kids does it say they had? Did it say?
We never saw an exact number.
So are they living up in the mountain?
Caves, mountains, wherever they can. A common place that they stayed was called Cave in Rock. It's exactly what it sounds like, a giant cave. And
in the rock.
In a rock, yeah.
Cave in rock, not cave and rock.
No, cave in.
I thought it was going to be cave and rock.
Sorry, tricked you. So these poor women, they're really just surviving. And after those two women were kidnapped, Wiley, Little Harpe, was more charming than Big Harpe was, and he managed to court and marry a minister's daughter, and her name was Susan Rice. And so she could not have known what was going to happen to her.
Wait a minute. So he still has his wife in the cave, which isn't even really his wife because he didn't actually marry her.
Like that's Betsy, right? So
now they have three women.
So then Wiley goes into town, like cleans himself up somehow.
So Mickey is the disgusting one. Wiley did clean himself from time to time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Wiley goes down, somehow gets
Little Harpe.
Harpe goes down, somehow gets a minister's daughter,
courts her, marries her, and then takes her, and she is treated the exact same, abused, scared,
poor girl,
all of that stuff. And then after that, Big Harpe does officially marry Susanna or Susan, and Betsy also stays, and just has to be horrific brainwashing to not even like get away from these guys. So in 1975, they try and go straight.
Not 1975.
Sorry, 1795. My bad. 1790. So they live a long time. No. Okay.
Again, vampires.
1795. They settle in a cabin. They try and go straight. The Harpe brothers, their three wives, and whichever children managed to survive. But they couldn't stay away from being criminals, and so they were run out of town due to horse wrestling.
Where did they try to settle?
Just in a cabin. I like somewhere they kind of bounce between Kentucky, Tennessee, and like areas around there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I think sometimes dipping into Texas a little bit. Oh, Illinois is also that kind of like Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, just very
I bet the people were Illinoised by them.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
And so
I'm just hoping you'd say the state Illinois so I could make that joke. And you did.
You've been holding on to that. That was
yeah. Perfect. I Kentuckied it into my pocket. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
I
didn't like that one. I did not like it.
So they were arrested for horse wrestling, but they managed to escape.
Okay, is that where two horses wrestle each other, or is that where a man wrestles a horse?
Man versus horse. You got
Is
it.
it true? Is that right?
No, they stole horses.
Oh,
You really know what horse wrestling was?
I did not know.
Rustling.
The funny thing is that when she
Wrestling.
I was thinking horse wrestling, but then when you said is that horse or man versus horse, I really was like, oh, I wonder what it is. And then in my mind, I was like, obviously man versus horse.
Okay, wrestling. I thought you said
They
wrestling.
stole other people's horses.
Well, that's illegal.
Yeah. I also think horse wrestling should be illegal.
I don't know if it is, but I know that wrestling is.
Horse wrestling sounds dangerous.
I can't imagine a man winning a horse wrestle.
No,
No,
it just
me neither.
bad.
I also don't know how two horses would wrestle. I could picture more of like a boxing. With the hood.
Horses are jerks to each other.
Yeah, but wrestling? Do they wrestle?
Not that I've seen.
I mean, have you ever
Um,
seen a
it's
horse
around
back
it.
up on its rear legs with its, they're not paws, they're called hooves,
Yes, they are.
going like that at each other?
Yes. It's almost like if we put
Well, now I'm
boxing.
that's exactly what I was imagining. Boxing gloves on the front hooves. And you make them stand up.
This
Correct.
doesn't sound like something that's going to be very successful.
No, that's probably why it's not a thing. So they stole other people's horses. They got arrested for it.
You got arrested because
And-
it's for wrestling.
Nettie, you keep nailing it. Yes.
Go on.
So their bloody murder spree begins just after this time because they're on the run. And usually what happens is like they'll leave their wives, go on the run, and sometimes their wives will be apprehended, and then it's quickly seen that they are victims, not accomplices. And so the women will be released, and they manage to always find their husbands. And so they run into
Blows my mind. It just blows my mind. I just wonder if they were like, well, what are our other options?
Exactly.
You know,
I
with
mean, so long ago.
You couldn't really be an independent woman. It was
No.
probably really difficult to try to make it and then if you had been kidnapped and raped and
Just
had been forced to have
horrifically
kids, like where you kind of would be like, well, what are my other options for survival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
you don't.
women often didn't feel like there was, once they'd been like taken by a man, like I don't think they ever felt like they had another option. They were kind of viewed as property and probably just thought that was their lot in life.
Yeah, quite possibly it could have been like ashamed too.
Yeah.
Like, left your husband, so so they turn up at some inn. I want to say it was in Kentucky, and they run into a man named Johnson. They have some drinks. Johnson was generous, and to his detriment, later Johnson was found, his torso cut open, covered in urine, with
Gross.
stones in his guts, weighed down in water. And
oh my gosh, wait, they found him in where?
In the river.
Oh.
Opened up, covered with urine,
Weighted down with stones
in his guts.
How did they know? Oh, so he must have not been submerged.
Yeah.
If he was.
Yeah. If they knew about the urine. I thought about that too. It must have been a shallow river.
Yeah. That's, and this would turn out to be the Harpe's signature. So they weren't, from what I understand, they never tried to hide bodies or anything like that. They would just kill someone and move on. And their signature was the torso opened up with stones inside. And so this is kind of where they go into like berserker mode. It said that they confessed to 39 killings, but the estimated total is deemed to be over 50 people. And their tempers were short, and they would just kill anyone with the slightest provocation, even babies, if they cried too much.
Oh my gosh, like their own?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a known story that Big Harpe, I want to say his daughter, 4-month-old daughter, was crying too much, and he took her and bashed her against a tree until she died. 4-month-old baby.
And then his wife still stayed with him because that's how abused she was.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, like, if they're going to turn like that on their own children, of course they're going to kill their own wives. If they,
So,
must have been very.
and I remember reading it's known that he did that to his own infant child, and then similarly did that again to another baby
Yep.
that he encountered that was
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah. That,
Just like
that story. Yeah, there's a bit more in that one.
oh yeah, okay.
So after killing Johnson, they went north, killing a peddler named Peyton and murdered 2 travelers from Maryland. A man named John Langford was found dead in
Langfords in our family.
Oh.
Probably related.
And an innkeeper who saw him with the harps pointed his finger at the harps. And I think the harps later killed that innkeeper for even accusing them of murder. And the harps were then captured, jailed.
Oh, you mean like
they managed to escape?
Pointed his finger, you meant like he told the police. I just was picturing them riding by on horses and the innkeeper pointing at them. I see you. And they're like, we're going to come back.
It's really literal.
You're supposed to
Literal interpretation.
I should have been more clear. An innkeeper reported that it was the Harps brothers, and I'm pretty sure the Harps brothers came back, killed the innkeeper. They were captured, jailed, and they managed to escape. And then a posse was formed to pursue them. Does everybody know what a posse is?
Not like that animal that pretends to have that.
And so the Harps tracked down the son of one of the men in the posse, and he was found dead and mutilated. A bounty of $300 was placed on the Harps brothers' heads, and in today's money, can anybody guess how much that is?
$7,000. I saw it earlier. I didn't know what it meant, but I think
good guess.
630 and 90.
No, wrong. $7,690.
Okay.
Emily, I'm sorry you didn't get to guess because Nettie ruined the game.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
You can still guess. How much do you think $300 is in today's money?
$300 in today's money? I would guess it is $300.
How much is $300 from late 1700s?
How much would that be today?
In today's money?
Like north of 7,000, I'm sure of it.
Nailed it.
But just shy of 8,000.
So while fleeing, the Harps brothers killed several more men. It's just like bodies in their wake. Two men, one named Edmonton, another one Stump. And near the mouth of the Saline River, they killed 3 more men. The brothers making their way to Cave Inn Rock, the posse stopped their pursuit on the opposite shore. The Harps brothers had made their way to safety with other known criminals.
Wait, so they went back to their normal, the Cave Inn Rock?
Yeah. And from what I understand, that was kind of an area where like river pirates would stay and rob people who were traveling the river.
Okay, so what is our body count so far? Like number of known victims at this point? Do we know?
No, I didn't ever see like a tally.
Okay.
But I know
it's probably old records, like hard to really, be too accurate with any of it, but we're more than 10 or 15 people by this point, right?
I want to say we're at like 20, and they're like not even 30 years old at this point.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, with their wives, they're with their wives, their living children, camped out with river pirates, preying on slow-moving boats floating along the Ohio River. Even though the criminal gang that they were with could be ruthless, they found the Harps brothers just to be another level, that they're like, whoa, you guys, we don't want to hang out with you. You guys are too terrible. And
probably also smelly, if you think about how gross Mickey was.
What finally put the river pirates over the edge, and they're like, you aren't allowed to hang out with us anymore, was when the brothers stripped travelers naked, tied them to a horse, blindfolded the horse, and ran it off a cliff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Samuel
is wild. I didn't hear the part about the horse, but I did hear the part about them stripping travelers and pushing them off the cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, that
yeah.
was-
And they would just do that
Why would you
too.
take a horse off a cliff? Like horses are valuable. Like they weren't thinking.
They're just
It's almost like they get an
cyclists.
idea. They're like, hey, what if we did it this way?
Haley, I
Think
mean,
about-
Nettie, in my opinion, humans are valuable too. I just want to point that out. That's
Oh,
just my opinion, though.
well, yeah, that is your opinion.
Yeah, that makes one of us.
It's just yours.
Just kidding.
2 out of the 3 sisters think you. I'm just kidding.
So with that being the last straw, Samuel Mason, who was the river pirate like leader, forced the Harpe brothers to leave. Oh, and while they were while the Harpe brothers were on the run, they decided that maybe they should kill a couple of their smaller children so they wouldn't hold them up, slow them down while they're on the run.
Like give them to other people or something, or
That's just
just abandon them.
their solution every time: murder. So, and at that point,
Wow.
at least one wife fled with the kids, saving the children, but did return later after the brothers had calmed down.
With the kids?
She took the kids so they would not be killed.
Does it seem like Big Harp is in charge and Mickey, does it seem like Mickey's kind of the leader and Wiley sort of follows what his big brother does, or are they just both equally psychopathic?
I want to say both equally psychopathic. It was said that Wiley was the smarter of the two.
He was a Wiley.
Wiley won.
I think, by the way, I just want to say, I think Wiley is such a cute nickname for William. I mean, I'm thinking it's a little bit less cute after this story, but I've always thought Wiley was such a cute nickname for William.
It's one of the reasons I'm glad you're not having more children.
And good thing I just ruined that for you.
Why are there more reasons, Emily? What is the other reason?
Just number one on the list I've just started. That's all.
Just
number one. She
start
might
the list now.
She might name a child Wiley. Hey, if you're a listener and your name is Wiley, or you have a child named Wiley, just remember I said that I thought it was a cute name.
Oh yeah, and you guys are fine, and most names are fine.
Theo did say the other day, I'm sorry, slight tangent.
You're fine.
I was telling him that if Mimi had been a boy, she would have been named Cash, because it was like 2004 when she was born, and that was just the time.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Cash, and he goes, "I'm just so glad my name is not Cash." Because we changed it. Like Mimi is the only one that was in danger of being named Cash. Nothing wrong with the name Cash either, by the way. But Mimi was the only one that was possibly going to be named Cash. And then when with Lorelai, it was Theodore if it was a boy. And so Theodore, it stayed until I had a boy.
Cute. And
Did you guys see that thing, that post on Instagram with the girl who said that she'd always wanted to name her daughter Blessica, and that her fiance's last name was Blimpson, and he was saying you can't have a Blessica Blimpson because it sounds like Jessica Simpson and she'd be made fun of. And the lady was like, I don't think Jessica Simpson is even relevant, or that anybody in her generation will even know who that is. I was like, I couldn't tell if it was fake. It was like one of those.
fake.
It has to be, right?
I don't know. I really feel like sometimes those stories are real. There really was a kid at my mother-in-law's hospital when she used to work in the maternity unit. There was a kid named legally Cooter.
Oh no.
Cooter.
No.
Legally, they named it. They did come back like 6 months later or something and change his name, but they left the hospital with the paperwork that their son was named Cooter.
Oh man.
I'm not.
Oh my gosh. No.
I even asked,
No.
do you know what that means? Like what the suggestion is?
They must have found out.
And Linda was like, I do not know. I have nothing to do with it, but they really did it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to think about it.
That is nuts.
Okay, so back to
the murderers.
Mickey and
Back to the
Wiley.
murderers.
These awful people with charming names.
So now I do have a year. So in 1797. So now they're getting closer to 30 than 20. So they're in their late 20s, maybe 30 years old, around 30 years old this time. And a Methodist preacher who was traveling was stopped by 2 men whose disheveled wives started to go through and take his things. And then after they gathered all of his belongings that they wanted up, they all disappeared into the woods. For only a moment later, the bigger of the 2 men, so this is Big Harpe, stepped back out to shout at the preacher, "We are the Harpes!" And then just went back into the woods.
Oh, wow.
Creepy.
So then in 1798, the Harps turn up in Tennessee where they killed several more men.
For
Just killed them because they were like, "You're in our way," or "I want your watch." And so they're like, got him.
Was it a pocket watch? I bet it was a pocket watch.
I don't know
Probably.
if wristwatches even existed back
I
then.
doubt it.
You know what? Let's do a deep dive into the advent of wristwatches. Coming
Coming
soon.
soon.
It's coming soon to the Crazy Creepy Cool.
It'll be called Bad News Babes.
That is a podcast name, not an episode name.
Anyways, so among those that they killed was a little boy on his way to a mill. They killed a little girl by smashing her head and then cutting her body into 1-inch strips, and then killing a man that they thought fingered them for horse thievery.
The amount of time it would take to cut someone into 1-inch strips.
Like they had to just love the gore of it.
And just in case anybody's confused, fingering is another word for pointing at them or accusing them of something.
Thank you, Emily.
Accused them for horse thievery. I'm sorry, they had these terms in the things that I read. And
fingering is a valid term. People use it.
It is. I agree. I just was making sure everybody was on the same page with our definitions.
So they ended this section of their killing sprees by killing an entire family they found asleep in a camp.
Why? They're sleeping.
Yeah. In 1799.
Do we know how many people were in the family? Do we know who the family was?
It just said an entire family.
Oh,
and I want to say I read somewhere that it was like about 8 people.
Oh, man.
But I don't know the number for sure. So in 1799, this is when Big Harpe killed his infant daughter by bashing her against a tree because she was crying too much. Mm-hmm. And later he said, probably like when he was dying or something, later said that it was the only murder he regrets.
His own daughter.
Yeah. While they kept on the move.
Didn't you say he had already killed a son?
Well, we talked about this incident earlier in this episode. So it's the same incident.
All right.
And so while they kept on the move,
just to clarify that family, the Triswald family that you just mentioned. 10 people. Men, women, children murdered, bodies stripped, mangled, disfigured.
Triswald?
Trisward family.
Trisward.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, geez Louise. So while the Harpes and their wives and children kept on the move, they continued to murder anyone that had something they wanted or just seemed to get in their way. And they continued with the cutting open the torso and weighing down the bodies with rocks. And if somebody accused them of murder, they just killed that person. They just killed people just for any reason that they deemed that they thought was right.
I just don't understand how they're not arrested. Like if they're killing this many people and they had already been captured, people knew who they were. How are they still?
I mean, I think it's probably just lack of law enforcement at the time and just the ability for people to just disappear and then go and say that their name is John instead of William, you know?
Yeah.
Just show up somewhere else and just be able to say that you are someone else.
Crazy times to live in.
So later in 1799, the brothers visited their associate Moses Stiegel's house, but only found his wife home, who had a 4-month-old baby, and a family friend of the Stiegels, Mr. Major William Love, was visiting the house as well. So they ended up staying the night. And it ended up Mr. Love sharing a room with Mickey. And I guess Mr. Love was a loud snorer because Mickey's decision to solve this issue was to take a tomahawk to his throat.
You've got to be kidding me.
No,
to his head. Smashed a tomahawk into his head, into his skull.
Okay. I read throat.
Maybe
it's the next victim was the baby whose throat for crying in the same household on the same night, right?
Yeah. No. It was the next morning. The baby was colicky. So he kills Mr. Love, and then In the morning, after not sleeping well, Mickey comes down to Mrs. Stiegel and the fussy 4-month-old to have some breakfast. Mickey takes the baby and goes to the baby's room and slits the baby's throat. And so Mrs. Stiegel doesn't know for a little while. She's just like, oh, this guy just got my fussy baby to calm down.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
then
That
later
poor
when she
woman.
goes and checks on the infant, then the Harpe brothers murder her as well and then set the house on fire.
Oh, why would, oh, geez. Like, how is anyone even associate? Like you said, it was an associate, like someone that they apparently had business with before.
So Moses Stiegel is not necessarily a man with a good reputation. He could have been one of like their fellow
Right,
river
but
pirates
would you go,
gangs.
like, what if Moses Stiegel had come and killed the Harps' wives and kids? Like the Harps would have come back, and I'm sure with like, how
Well,
were
It's becoming clear that these two men, the Harpe brothers, are just
and him?
worse than other bad people. Like they're the kind of people who other criminals are afraid of, it would
don't
seem.
like these men.
Yeah. Just wiped that household out. And so then a neighbor saw the house burning, and Moses Stiegel came home a little bit later and they were like, hey, your house is burning. And I saw these two dudes leaving. And so Moses forms a posse and starts pursuing the Harpe brothers, who are on the run.
Jeez. So he must have gone home and discovered,
Yes.
like his wife and child.
And it was said that Moses came home to his house burned down and found his wife's remains with a knife buried in her chest, so deep that the hilt didn't burn.
Oh my gosh. The hilt, the hilt is the handle, right?
Mm-hmm. So Moses, finding out that it was the Harpe brothers, forms a posse. They finally catch up to them. And so then the Harpe brothers split and they go in two different directions. And
Are the Harpe brothers are not with their wives right now?
Not right now.
Okay.
And so the posse decides to pursue Mickey, and Mickey was shot in the leg and the back, finally caught. And there's a couple different versions of what he says while he is like laying there dying. Some say he confessed to the murders. Some say all he said was so many dead, so many dead. And then it's said that they cut his head off while he was alive, and that he just said, cut on and be damned, while they're cutting his head off. So a couple different versions of that. So Mickey Harpe, dead.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly so.
I just wish his death had taken longer. I mean, I know that sounds like a really horrible way to die, but I almost wanted it to take longer for killing babies.
Yes. So they took his head.
They sawed his head off slowly. So it was like a pretty excruciating way to go, I'm sure. Since I know that's what you were hoping for, I felt like I could give you that little
Thank you.
glimmery nugget of hope.
That's such a nice gift, Emily. So they take his head and they put his skull on a spike, and it was at a crossroads, and the road ended up being named Harpe's Head Road.
Oh my gosh, is it still a road?
Mm-hmm. Still a road to this day.
In where? Kentucky? Tennessee? Can we go?
They were in
Harpe's Head Road. I can Google it if I can find my phone.
It was Kentucky, maybe Tennessee.
Hey Siri.
So
where is Harpe's Head Road? Nope.
So Mickey is dead. Mickey is dead. Wiley is still on the run, and he would be on the run for 4 more years.
Are you kidding me? 4 more years after what he just did to that family?
Mm-hmm. And so
is Harpe's spelled? Is it Harpe?
Harpe?
Okay.
So Wiley goes and it joins another gang of river pirates, and he is suspected of killing one of the other members who was also wanted and had a bounty on him.
It's in Kentucky.
Perfect. Okay. So when he went to try and collect this bounty, he was recognized and then arrested. He escaped again, but quickly recaptured. And then he was tried and sentenced to hanging. And so on January of 1804, Wiley, Little Harpe, was executed, and his head was also put on a spike. And this one was placed along the Natchez Trace as a warning to other outlaws.
Wait, so, okay, this is a lot of heads. So Big Harpe was put on a spike. The road was named after him. Little Harpe kills the man and his posse, cuts his head off.
Cuts his head off.
The head, takes
the head to collect
Mason's head with him to collect the bounty, thinking he won't be recognized. There are probably multiple bounties on Little Harpe's head, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow is recognized.
Yes. It was said that a man that he had been in a bar fight with a couple years earlier
Fingered him,
accused him, was like, this is Little Harpe, and it was either a scar under his nipple from the bar fight, or there was like recognizable freckles like on his chest. Okay. So there were two different versions.
I wonder if there's pictures of like their outlaw photos. You know how they would do outlaw drawings?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me read you this. This is what it says. There's like a historic site now in Kentucky for Harpe's Head Road. It's the Harpe's Head Road State Historic Site, and there's a sign that says Frontier Justice. Big Harpe's head displayed here as a warning to outlaws. About 1800, mother and child murdered in cabin west of Dixon by Big Micajah, it says, which must have been his full name. Micajah?
Probably just Micah.
No.
It says Micajah and Little Wiley Harpe by Big Micajah.
J's can not be pronounced. Sometimes they're a soft J.
Like Micajah?
Yeah. I don't have it.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so Mickey is short for Micajah or Micajah?
There were
maybe it was a native
names. There were several names. So I tried to just condense it down to streamline.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, so Big Harpe, which was like Micah or Micajah, which was Mickey for short, and Little Wiley Harpe, who were then pursued to Muhlenberg County, where Big Harpe was shot. His head was brought here, at that time a crossroads. Harpes and wives roamed Kentucky in 1798 to 99 on a crime spree. Little Harpe was executed in Mississippi later.
Yep.
And that's a sign that says that. Looks like that.
Hooray! So they both had their heads placed on spikes on different roads. Not a loss to the world. And so the Harpe women, finally free from their horrible, horrible husbands, the women went on to live relatively normal lives. Sally Rice went back to live with her minister father in Knoxville, Tennessee, remarried, and settled in Illinois.
Do you know how old she was by this point?
No, I didn't see any dates, and I had to finish up the case.
I'm guessing that it wasn't very long. It sounds like their crime spree, even though so much happened, was actually pretty short.
Well, they were like 30 when they were killed. So it was just straight berserker mode the whole time. Like it sounds like not even a murder here, a murder there. It was just murder, murder, raping, murdering, all robbing, all that stuff. And so they were both killed around 30 years old. So Susan Wood and Betsy Roberts stayed in Russellville, Kentucky for a time, which is one of the places where the women were apprehended and then quickly released. Because they were it was obvious they were victims, not accomplices with their criminal husbands. And Susan Wood went on to remarry and settled in Tennessee. And Betsy Roberts, who also remarried and settled in Hamilton County, Illinois, had many children, passing away in the 1860s. And there are books that do focus on the women, and I bet those would have more clear dates.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to read about, like, their perspective.
Yeah. So the books one is from the point of view of Sally Rice, and that one is called The Blue Cloak, and that's by Shannon McNear. And another book called Cut On and Be Damned by N.G. Neville.
Which is what Big Harpe said when he was being killed, according to some.
And that one's from the point of view of Betsy. And Betsy also had a different name, but I just had to keep people. I just want to keep people consistent. so it didn't get confusing. And that is the story of the horrific deeds of the murderous Harpe brothers.
What a bunch of skunks. That is so nasty. All of it. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Like just from the time that they were just when they were like set out in the world, just immediately joining a rape gang. I mean, disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty gross. I just was looking at this thing and it said that Sam Mason was the head of like a gang that they were in. Was that the
guy
gang? So I just saw this thing in case you want to know about a haunting, possibly tied. There's a bar called King's Tavern in Kentucky.
Ooh.
Or King's Tavern, where a ghost is often seen, a very angry looking redheaded ghost, and it's kind of divided between the people, historians, and the people that have seen the ghost, whether it is Sam Mason, who is the head of that rape gang, or whether it is Little Wiley, who frequented the bar with Sam Mason.
Yeah.
Well, he was a redhead. You could only tell when he washed his hair.
Yeah, gross, because they're gross people. So thank you for listening, listeners. And we would be so grateful if you leave us a 5-star review and subscribe to our show. If you have questions, comments, corrections, please email us at crazycreepycoolthepod@gmail.com. And we would also love any crazy, creepy, or cool stories of your own.
There's a picture of the Harpe brothers.
Oh, wow. Not very good drawings.
And then here's a picture of Sam Mason, the leader of the gross gang.
Sick.
Yep. Harpe brothers, Sam Mason. You can see if you saw a ghost that looked like that, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was the little brother or him.
Yeah.
Emily, I'm still holding it for you to see.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
All right, sisters, we did it.
We did it. Oh, can I tell you one more thing though? So Eudora Welty, have you guys ever heard of the author Eudora Welty? So she's like kind of a famous romance author, and she grew up hearing the stories of the Harpe brothers and the outlaw, and she actually used their stories to write a romance called The Robber Bridegroom.
Oh my gosh.
And it's also based on The Robber Bridegroom, a Grimm's fairy tale, but she said that when she heard about the Harpe brothers and the old Trace boatman, that's what inspired her to write this romance.
Oh my goodness.
Probably a rapey romance.
I don't know what kind of author Eudora is. Possibly.
I don't know either. Sorry, Eudora, if I used the wrong word to describe your murder-inspired romance novel.
Livid.
I thought you were going to say she's living no longer. Actually, I assume Eudora Welty's dead because I think she's kind of an older author, but I don't know. I just know that I read a book by her, like maybe in school or something. Oh yeah, she died in 2001.
Oh. Well.
Yes. Those crazy Harpe brothers. That was nuts.
They were psycho.
Yeah.
I like even worse than like some notorious serial killers like from more modern times, like Ted Bundy. Like
I'm baffled by the 1-inch strips. And I like the funny thing, not funny, like the hard thing about stories that are that old is that there are multiple sources, but often conflicting. So I know you talked about the young girl that was butchered and cut into 1-inch strips. And I had read that too, but there was another accounting, and I don't know if it was the same girl or a different story of a little girl collecting berries. And they killed her, cut off her leg, cut off all the toes from her leg, and cut her head off.
Yeah, they just would mutilate bodies.
It's just psycho, you know?
Super psycho.
I didn't know, though, if that was because in the source that I was looking at, it didn't talk about the girl in the 1-inch strips. So I wondered if it was the same victim, but different accountings.
I got that from... No,
I had read about the 1-inch strips girl, too, Hayley. I had read about it. But I was very confused about how they would do that to a human.
Yeah, that one was from NashvilleScene.com. Maybe it was the same, but also like they just murdered so many people.
There are a few movies featuring the Harpe brothers. Did you know this?
No. What are they? Are they about the Harpe brothers?
I saw that there were a couple of things like that. I didn't get to watch any of them.
Me neither. So they were, okay, the movie The Devil and Daniel Webster
Oh, yeah. I
was
saw
from
that one.
1941. I think it was an old Western film.
I mean, I didn't see it. I saw that there was.
No, yeah, exactly. Me too. But there was Big and Little Harpe are just small parts in it. They're part of the jury of the damned.
Oh.
And then there's a short film that was made in 2020 called Harpe Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, there's a little clip called Tales of Nature's Trace about the Harpe Brothers.
Oh, like Natchez.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where Little Harp's head was put on a spike.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's a historic site as well. Little Harp's head.
There's something called Evil Kin, Something Wicked in the Woods about the Harpe Brothers. It was a TV episode though in 2015.
On what show?
Maybe the show is called Evil Kin. The show is called Evil Kin, and the episode is called Something Wicked in the Woods.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I want to watch Evil Kin. I wonder if that's like a true crime series, like historic true crime. Cool. Hayley, that was really fascinating. I had never heard any of that. And I'm someone who has listened to a ton of murder podcasts.
Yes,
and done a
you
ton of
are.
murder research. And that was my first venture into the Harpe Brothers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you're really lacking in your frontier murder podcast knowledge. So
Probably.
that's probably part of it.
Is there a podcast that just focuses on frontier murders? Because I would.
If not, then maybe we should jump on it.
Did we just get another one?
We can call it Crazy Creepy Cool.
We'll call it Murder, the Final Frontier. That way we can trick some of the Star Wars fans into checking it out.
Yes, and if we just occasionally make some, like references,
Star Trek jokes,
like talk about Captain.
I'm not equipped to know any of those references, but maybe you can.
Any frontier, space,
the West,
the West.
Space murders.
I think the Final Frontier does refer to space, doesn't it?
Is there space murder? I don't know.
Oh, that's why. Okay, erase. It would be Murder, the Former Frontier.
Yes.
No, the
murder, the wild frontier.
Yeah.
Murder.
Oh gosh,
the Wiley frontier. But just so Hayley was referring to her double chin when she said, "Oh my gosh, that's so bad," because she was pulling her chin back.
Yeah, looks pretty terrible.
Not to the titles. The titles are awesome,
on point.
The titles ate, as the kids would say these days. Every time I come off stage last night, Hunter or one of the actors would come up and be like, "Oh my gosh, you ate that song." And be like, "I ate it up."
That's why my tummy's full.
I didn't eat it. I sang it.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, sisters. We love you. I love you.
Hey,
one out of three sisters
We're not
loves
gonna,
two of you.
Oh,
yeah, we can.
We can end the podcast, though.
No, we can.
Yeah, that's why I did the wrap up.
Oh, Hayley did it. Thank you for listening. Email us or find us on Instagram.
So
because I did the wrap up talk, and then you go, Emily, I'm showing you a photo right now. Right as I was going to be like, bye. And then we just kept on talking. It was great.
And you're pretty.
Thank you.
Especially now. I love your red hair.
Thank you.
It's really cute.
You're really cute.
Thanks for listening. Once again, we are the Spooky Darlings. Our email address is thespookydarlings@gmail.com. That's thespookydarlings@gmail.com. And we would love to hear from you if you have any stories to share, or if you have any comments or questions about the episode, please send us an email. All right, thank you, and we hope you'll tune in next week. Also, please leave us a review if you don't mind. Thanks. 5 stars. Before we disappear into the shadows, don't forget, we're still sending out vinyl stickers. Leave us a rating and review and email us proof to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, along with your mailing address, and we'll send you some spooky snail mail while supplies last. And if your heart is still mourning that tote bag, may we gently tempt your way toward our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening, and as always, stay spooky.